Hello, and thank you, everyone, for joining us on another episode of the Cultured Nerd Podcast. This week, we are talking about that honestly really ridiculous reveal that Marvel did yesterday, where they took 5 hours to announce a bunch of names. But the best part of the announcement was that the X-Men are coming to the MCU, and I'm honestly all for it. So we're going to talk about that. We talk a little bit about Daredevil as well, because this episode this past week was the best of the season, and we're going to talk about all the stuff that wasn't really announced. And then kind of to round out the episode, I know people are talking a lot about it, but Ben Affleck broke some silence with the big interview with GQ and basically said he's done with superheroes forever. So we are going to talk about all the things and more. And here we go.
At first, I thought we weren't doing the intro. I thought we were just going right to chit chat.
No, we always got to do the intro. One of these days, I feel like people ask enough about it, but I'm going to set up a secondary cam and record me making my model kits while we're doing this, because people are like, "What are you doing with your hands?" And I'm like, "It's not dirty. I'm building toys."
It's not dirty. It's just a little ADD. It's totally fine.
A little bit, yeah. That's the understatement of our entire existence, isn't it? Everyone's like, "Oh, why does he get so distracted so often?" It's called ADHD. That's what it is. So
I'm going to let you know that I tangentially paid attention to the slow-moving chairs. Eventually, it got to the names I care about and kind of put this all together. I want to bring up
it took 5 hours to give them the 45, 50 names that they gave.
They gave a lot of names. Taylor, my fear is they're just going to kill all these people off in the first act.
Not my fear at all, but we're going to talk about let's go through the names first and foremost. Marvel made this big old hype engine, we're going to announce something big, and all the scoopers were like, yeah, it's pretty big, but they're going to do it very stupidly, and they were all right. They announced it was 3 names every 15 minutes for the course of 5 or 6 hours. So we're going to start with the names in the order of release. Chris Hemsworth is coming back as Thor. Vanessa Kirby is coming as the Invisible Woman.
Now,
Anthony Mackie, Captain America.
Right, and just so everybody knows, this is where everybody is, correct? These are all of the. I feel like we're going to hear everybody who's been in all the TV shows is going to be in this movie.
So this is just Avengers Doomsday. So this is the first part leading into Secret Wars. So they said there was going to be some more names, but this is the bulk of the cast. And the reason they announced these names in particular is these are the ones that are actually on set filming as of yesterday, which is why they announced this. Because if set photos come out, these are the people that they're not going to be surprised that people find out about.
So does that mean the last scene of Fantastic Four is the first scene of this movie?
Quite possibly.
Okay, keep naming names.
All right. Anthony Mackie's coming back as Captain America. Sebastian Stan survives the Thunderbolts, and he's going to come back as the Winter Soldier.
I love spoilers like this already. I love when a PR department doesn't ask any questions. Okay, great. Yeah. So he survives the Thunderbolts movie.
Letitia Wright is coming back as the new Black Panther. Paul Rudd is coming back as the Ant-Man. Wyatt Russell is surviving Thunderbolts and coming back as U.S. Agent. Tena Cuarta Meja is coming back as, you guessed it, Namor. He is back. And guess what? The fact that we got the Invisible Woman and Namor in a movie means they're going to get weird.
Yeah.
Everyone who knows the comics knows that this guy is obsessed with her and does not give a shit that she's married and wants to bang her anytime he gets to. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be weird.
Do you think they put him in a loincloth? You think we get a scene with him in a loincloth?
He is going to be exactly the way he was with his Aztecian green underwear and all that stuff. He's going to be just exactly the same with his flying feather leaves, feather ankles, and he's going to just be himself.
Okay.
Ebon Moss-Bachrach, The Thing, he is there. Simu Liu, Iron Fist. Florence Pugh, guess what? Thunderbolts, she survives. Black Widow is here. Kelsey Grammer, the Beast, he is there. Louis Pullman, surprise, Thunderbolts, the Sentry survives. Danny Ramirez, the new Falcon. Joseph Quinn, the Human Torch. David Harbour, Thunderbolts, surprise, the Red Guardian survives Thunderbolts. Winston Duke as M'Baku from Black Panther. I would be disappointed if he's not in this, to be honest. Like, so that actually works out pretty well.
Does he get an armor?
He doesn't need one. He just needs to be badass and has his big stick like he always does. I mean, he's one of he's the character that I was actually like, he should be the next Black Panther. Let's do it. He's great. Hannah John Kamen, the Ghost, a surprise, Thunderbolts. She survives as well.
I thought she was gonna. The Taskmaster is the one who dies, right? Is her name on this list?
The only one who's not on this list. The Taskmaster dies. And funny enough, ever since that first trailer came out, everyone's like, "Yeah, we saw her for 1 second, and then we never saw her for the rest of the trailer. She dies."
Yeah.
So everyone called that a mile away.
Okay, where are we? Okay, next name.
Then the meat. Tom Hiddleston as Loki comes back. So
Well,
we're going to get the Thor Loki reunion.
They're going to go visit him. They're going to go visit him holding the world together, right?
Maybe. Or maybe he's going to have to let it go because Dr. Doom does some shit and he has to show up. But either way, Thor and Loki are in a movie together.
Yeah.
So yay. Good Loki and good Thor. Lots of fun.
They're going to cry, right? They're going to be so... Loki wants to see his brother.
He's going to want to see his brother and said, I saw everything that happened. And I saw how I died. And thank you so much for being my brother. And it's going to be emotional. We're all going to cry. And it's going to be beautiful. Now the meat. Patrick Stewart, Professor X, Ian McKellen, Magneto, Alan Cumming, Nightcrawler, Rebecca Romijn, Mystique.
They announced the characters they're playing as well?
Well, no, this is, of course. Everyone knew this is what it was.
Right, but I mean, like, is there any chance we get a B universe? Like, this is the other Mystique? Do you think we're going to get the
the fact that we got Kelsey Grammer means that this is the MCU beast that we got in the Marvels. So these are all going to be variants because we know that's not the same characters. So this is fine. It's going to be
good job, Rebecca Romijn.
Colorful. It's going to be straight up like the comics. I really hope that Rebecca Romijn wears the white loincloth outfit and has the long hair and the diamond skull thing on her head. Like, I want comic book Mystique, and I want it to be awesome. And I don't give a shit anymore. James Marsden, Cyclops. He better be in the blue and yellow, otherwise I'm going to riot. Channing Tatum as Gambit.
Wild.
He is back.
Good job, buddy. You did it. You got yourself.
And then they rounded off the announcement with Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic and Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom.
So this is only this first movie, is what you're telling me?
Yes, this is Doomsday. This is the first movie that leads into Secret Wars.
Because what who wasn't on that list of yours was Wolverine and
Spider-Man and Deadpool and a few other characters that are pretty notable. However, they did say later on that, yes, this is not the full list. This is the list of the people that are going to be filming soon, and there is going to be some more announcements.
Okay.
To me, that just screams Spider-Man because we know Tom Holland is currently with Chris Nolan filming The Odyssey. So, of course, he's not filming today.
Do you also feel like... I also feel like they get back Star-Lord, right? They bring him back for his final appearance?
Sure. I mean, I would like to see the resolution of the Star-Lord Gamora, like, flirtiness that we got. Like, I want to just see them, like, him just be like, Star-Lord, you hubbing? He's like, no, I actually got back with Gamora. We're happy. And just, like, give us that resolution and then never do anything else with it.
Okay.
Just give us the ending. Because that was what they did. James Gunn gave Marvel the setup to have the new Guardians and to allow them to explore bringing back that Gamora Star-Lord stuff that they wanted.
And the Guardians are so popular, they've got to be in the next movie. Like,
they're either in this one or they have to be in Secret Wars. There's no way around. If you don't have Groot in an Avengers movie, or you don't have Rocket, especially now that Groot is a beast of a monster and everyone wants to see that version of Groot. So, come on, Marvel, do your thing. We're ready.
Okay. Second question that I had at the beginning of all of this. Are you worried about the Russo brothers? Because their non-Marvel movies have kind of been a hot mess.
So I've actually had this question a lot this past week. People apparently all have the same note. Like Electric State came out. It was one of Netflix's biggest productions they've ever done. And it was a dumpster fire. And I pointed out last time that every time the Russos do anything that's non-Marvel, unless it's comedy, it's not good. And I say that because the Russos gave us Community, and that's one of the best comedy shows ever. So when the Russos have full control of a project and they let it be a comedy, I'm good with it. When they do anything but that, it doesn't work. But they're still good directors. They just don't do good script writing. To me, the Russos are in kind of the same line with like Zack Snyder in a way, where Zack Snyder is a fantastic director. He's got some great ideas, but if he has someone there writing him a banger of a script and helps rein in the story a bit, it doesn't derail and it's fantastic. But when you let Zack Snyder do his thing from ground up, we get things like Rebel Moon.
You know who you didn't mention on that list? All of the magic characters.
Yes.
Where's Shang-Chi? Where's the werewolf?
I said him in the beginning. Shang-Chi's in there.
Where's Moon Knight? Where are all these people?
That is the question, isn't it? A lot of people are assuming that this is just whatever the first battle is leading into the inevitable Secret Wars where everyone shows up, which I think the fact that this is just not even the entire MCU is a good indicator that Secret Wars is going to be insane, because this is the movie that leads to Secret Wars, and this is the biggest cast they've ever done.
Is Secret Wars where we're going to see all the TV kids, like all of these on the cusp of being a superhero? We just see them all in their costumes.
Yeah, so there was a new rumor that came out that apparently the Young Avengers, aka that entire group of kids, they're getting their own project built up, and it's not going to be called the Young Avengers. It's going to be titled something like the Champions or something like that. So it's going to be like a Teen Titans-esque show with all these characters, but they're not called the Young Avengers like they should be.
Well, I mean, where are they situated? Are they in New York City? Because they could very clearly, if shit pops off in Daredevil, they could very quickly like protect a neighborhood, and then they're like, hey, let's protect more neighborhoods.
Well, like we, I thought this was pretty funny, and we're going to segue off of Daredevil for a second about this. Last week, we talked about the random cameos that you would get in Daredevil to show that the world is bigger.
Yeah.
Know who not was on my bingo card? Was Miss Marvel. I did not expect the entire episode to be Daredevil hanging out with her dad and him talking about his daughter the whole episode. And I'm like, I didn't see this coming, but this fits very well.
My wife confused. She kept calling the bank robber fake Colin Farrell the whole time. Yeah, she was because
every time he talked, I'm like, this is interesting.
Also, Daredevil just happened to get a red mask, even though he's blind. He got the red mask.
When he did that, when he grabbed that guy, I'm like, what a crazy random happenstance. Good for him.
It was so funny that she didn't show up. I understand why they did dad in it, but like at a certain point, why not have her break down the wall and say, you can't do this to my dad?
Well, I mean, he did say that she was off in San Francisco or wherever she was at.
And wherever
she's still exactly. She's where the Titans should be. Obviously, she is off recruiting her Champions League and getting more of her heroes together.
I think if Champions is not a thing, I'm fine with this. Have an MCU version, like do something with them and then bridge them off later on.
Yeah. It's such an interesting thing because this roster of a list of characters, the biggest highlight to me was the X-Men. And Channing Tatum as Gambit was once again solidifying that this universe, they're going to lean into what Deadpool and Wolverine did in a way that we probably weren't expecting. And without a doubt, I expect Deadpool and Wolverine to either cameo at the end of this thing, setting up the big battle. Like I expect the end of the Doomsday to be with the aftermath of whatever Doctor Doom does to these people. And then the rest of the heroes show up ready for the Secret War. And we have this of a scene and they're all there.
Why was Thor crying?
Crying.
You make a joke long enough, it becomes canon. Yeah, this is all going to be a part of this thing.
The fact that they got Chris Hemsworth to show up for one day of random ass shooting for Deadpool, where he is holding Ryan Reynolds crying, that was enough for me to say, oh, he's all into whatever Ryan Reynolds wants to do.
Will the Immortals be in space? Do the Immortals show up at some point during this conflict?
The Eternals? Is that what they're called?
The Eternals, whatever they're called. I couldn't remember.
I don't know. I mean, the new Captain America movie tried to recanonize and make them relevant, but that movie also bombed the box office, so I don't think it was enough to make them relevant. I don't know. I think, didn't the Eternals even make more money than the new Captain America movie did?
Oh, for sure. But it was just on the cusp of the new wave. And they put so much money into it. Yeah, it definitely did. It just
All right.
they dropped that ball hard.
And to be fair, and I'll say this again, I actually liked the Eternals. I thought the Eternals would have been better as a miniseries because there was a lot going on and it was a lot of stuff that they were trying to tread over, and it could have easily survived with a couple of episodes more of content, maybe 2 more hours worth, and make it a miniseries on Disney Plus. But Disney is also kind of abandoning Disney Plus in its own way.
Well, that's I
But that's
don't.
a whole nother conversation for
Yeah,
another
I
day.
was about to say, like, I don't even know how we address the streaming wars because, like, Apple doesn't care and is making like great content and has huge budgets, but nobody watches it besides Severance. And then like Disney, I don't know. Every time I go on there, I'm just seeing more and more Hulu content.
Yeah, they're really folding all the Hulu stuff in there to remind people that I know that we're not making something today, but Hulu has something, which is just wild to me that they're doing that.
Yeah, it was crazy when anime was on. Like, I don't know, like a month ago, all of a sudden, Death Note, like all of these like tentpole anime showed up on Disney Plus, and I was like, "Oh, you guys aren't exclusive content anymore. You are gobbling up for the whatever you can get now."
So you are just Hulu now. You're the better version of Hulu with more stuff.
Yeah, yeah, the Disney
Um,
catalog.
yeah. So it's a weird thing because yeah, you see, uh, HBO is not backing down. They're still making their content and they're sticking with it, despite all the problems that the financially the company is having. HBO is still riding strong.
They
Um,
have a decade's worth of Harry Potter TV show to do.
and
I
they
feel
know
like, yeah,
exactly what's going to come with that.
yeah, and they got Lithgow, and Lithgow's gonna do this movie until
Oh
he
my God,
dies.
Michael! Did you see the best casting of the entire? I mean, I've said before, John Lithgow is like my comfort food when it comes to TV shows. Like when he's in it, I'm like, I'm going to feel good about
Oh well,
myself,
he
and I
got
need him there.
cast in Dexter again.
Yes, he did. He's coming back as the Trinity Killer. I don't know how it's going to work, but I don't care because he was the best. He was the best random season of that show. But are you
He
ready
might
for
be
the
the
best
best
casting?
season of that show. Yeah,
Seriously,
listen, Dexter jumped the shark a long time ago. The fact that
like,
they're able to milk this stone is amazing.
yeah, they're definitely getting blood from a stone, but they found a way to make it truly bleed here. Um, Nick Frost as Hagrid is one of the most inspired castings. I was looking at that. I'm like, are you Shaun of the Dead? One of my favorite comedies of all time, Hot Fuzz. He is
Yo,
Hagrid.
if he's gonna do, yeah. So, okay, Taylor,
Yes.
Who is Simon Pegg gonna be in the new Harry Potter show?
I don't know. But funny enough, Simon Pegg did do a voice for the Harry Potter game that they came out with, the Hogwarts Legacy. So I would not be surprised at all if they bring him in to do anything.
He would be a great the mean janitor guy with the cat. He
Yes,
could he could do that character no problem. He could also be the teacher from the third book who lies about everything, right? He
oh
just
my
does.
God, the con man that was played by Kenneth Branagh, one of the better directors. He's a better director than he's an actor. He's still a great
Also,
actor.
I was about to say maybe they just bring Kenneth Branagh back. Maybe he's the
Oh,
same age.
that would be the funniest thing if they just brought him back as the con man who conned his way into the school again.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like once they start getting this batch of like millennial actors who like grew up on this show. I mean, I guess Simon Pegg is what? He's in his 50s. He's a little older, right?
Yeah, but that he works for Mr. Fitch, I think is that character's name.
I believe he works for Tom Cruise, and he has worked for Tom Cruise for the last decade.
Yeah, somehow Simon Pegg found the right horse to hitch his wagon to, and he just rode that as long as he needed to.
I just think that Tom Cruise likes Tom Cruise is like a crazy Quentin Tarantino. Like he just likes to make movie with the same people, and like as long as everyone says yeah, they keep making the movies.
So that was something that I loved that I read that someone asked Adam Sandler outright, why do you keep using the same people? And he's like, these are my friends, and this is the only way I can get to spend quality time with them every year. So he cast these people in all of his movies and somehow convinces the studios to pay them so they can all just hang out, do what they love together. And I love how transparent he was about that, because you see that happen a lot in Hollywood. And Chris Nolan does it, Zack Snyder does it, Quentin Tarantino does it, and Tom Cruise obviously does it. These people, they take the people that they like and they use them in everything.
Well, I mean, Nolan's new opus, this religious experience that he is working on. I mean, I can't wait to flock like the masses to go see that movie, but we'll have to wait for that for another day.
Yeah, but like honestly, I think my favorite joke about the Odyssey was that somehow there was a fake news article that someone put out there, like Chris Nolan accidentally opens up the door to Hades trying to use practical effects to give us a Cyclops for this movie, and I was like, oh yeah, I could. He's like, no CGI, we're gonna get weird.
Now, we've been talking about actors that want to be superheroes. Let's talk about the person who officially put his boots in the corner of the ring and said, I'm out, boys. That was my last dance.
So before I jump into the Ben Affleck stuff, that's something I wanted to end on. We're going to do a little recap. Charlie Cox was seen set photos. We saw the black boots. People assumed that he was going to be the black armored one. And then we all said it could be the Shadowland too. Set photos happened. It's the Shadowland costume.
Hell yeah.
And he's got the DD.
He's got the
Hell
DD.
yeah. And where is it? You want to see the best part, Michael? You want to see the best part? Other way.
Yeah,
other way. Other way, Michael. Aim your head the other way. Other side of the screen. Go hard. Nope. Other way.
I can see. You got to do something different. That's fine. The audience can see me.
Okay. Ready for this?
Yeah.
The hardest random set photo I've ever made on the internet.
Jeez Louise.
I saw that set photo. I'm like, whoever got that money shot is like, damn. Look at what I just pulled off.
Blowing up that factory.
And he's just standing there all badass. Charlie Cox, good for you for obviously like the Will Ferrell song. Cool guys don't look at explosions. And he pulled that off. So damn cool.
Charlie Cox's name was not on that list of superheroes. I would love to see him elevated into the Secret War.
I would love to see him elevated to the Secret War.
But you know who won't be in the Secret War, Taylor?
Ben
Affleck. Now, wait a second. I feel like all of this is a money conversation. And I don't think he wants to do all the other stuff. But like, okay, what did he say?
So Ben Affleck sat down with GQ and had a very long interview. And everyone was asking, like, so what's going on with you in superhero movies? And I pulled two quotes from the whole thing that I thought were the most poignant and relevant. I am not interested in going down that particular genre again. Not because of that bad experience, referring again to Justice League and everything that went wrong with that, but just I've lost interest in what was of interest about it to me. But I certainly wouldn't want to replicate an experience like that. A lot of it was a misalignment of agendas, understandings, and expectations. He then goes on to explain, but what happened was when it started to skew too old for a part of the audience. Like even my own son at the time was too scared to watch Batman v Superman. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, we have a problem. Then when I think that's when you had a filmmaker that wanted to continue down the road and a studio that wanted to recapture all the younger audience at a cross purpose, then you have two entities, two people really wanting to do something different, and that's really bad recipe. So he wanted
to do 90s Batman movies. He wanted to do like a Batman Forever that his kid could go see and enjoy.
Yeah, so he basically said what we all knew. Zack Snyder wanted to make one thing, the studio wanted to make another, and he was caught in the middle and didn't like how it went. Simple as that. It is no secret that Ben Affleck was basically coerced into the director's gig of the Batman. We already knew that he had signed on to write it, and he was working on the script with Jeff Johns, but Kevin Tsujihara, the current head of Warner Brothers at that time, went ahead and announced that Ben was actually directing the film before Ben had actually confirmed he was doing it. So he felt cornered into this role. And then when they basically said, we're not going to let you make the film that you wanted to make with Zach, you're going to do the studio film, it kept getting harder and harder to deal with. Justice League happened. It didn't work out in his favor. And then he came back and did all of his scenes for The Flash on the promise that he was going to be able to end his character. And then That didn't work out, but he still ended his character, but it was not in the way that he wanted to. And he saw that as the door closing once and for all, because again, Ben Affleck has said it multiple times. There's a funny joke about it in many Kevin Smith films. He is an artist. He likes to do the stuff that he is passionate about. And when the studio comes in and says, don't make what you're passionate about and make the money cow, he doesn't see it. He doesn't get into it. And the superhero genre has become such a big machine.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, it's not going to be the auteur film that he wants to make. And so he's just washed his hands of it.
Okay. Well, good. Go put his... I would love to see what he is passionate about, because when he makes movies he's passionate about, that's how we get movies like The Town.
And
you know
Argo,
what I mean? Yeah.
And literally every other film he has done phenomenal at. Like Gone Girl.
But he did do The Accountant too.
Yes, he did, because he was passionate about that and he pushed it to happen. It was something that they said, oh, we don't need a sequel. And he's like, goddamn right, we're doing a sequel. And he pushed it until they made a sequel.
Well, I think also he wants to be John Wick. Everyone wants to be John Wick. That John Wick trailer looked great.
I like that.
They showed way too much of that movie off, though. They literally showed the whole plot.
Did they, though?
I mean, they're going to team up in the third act, but
I mean, you know they're going to. Like, he's like, I'm here to kill you. He's like, but I'm going to protect you because you're part of the same family of Russians that I'm a part of, and I have to keep you safe. So we know where this is going to go.
She's a lady, Baba Yaga. What's wild is that she got bit by the action bug by doing that James Bond. Yeah, and listen, I know that they were talking about a lady James Bond. She would have been a great lady James Bond if you were like, oh, this is 007. She's a lady now, because she would have been so hot. She would have been seducing everybody and shooting guns. I mean, half of his arsenal now is just like cool cars.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, there's so many things that, I mean, we can tread the territory of the James Bond franchise and how Amazon took it, got rid of the previous producers that made the James Bond franchise what it was, and handed it to the ass clowns that ruined other franchises. And now I have zero confidence that this is going to be anything that I want to see going forward. I want to be proven wrong, but the moment they said Amy Pascal was going to be running the show, I'm like, this is the lady that I wanted off of Spider-Man since Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man. I don't want her in this. And now she's running James Bond. No, I'm done. Sorry, guys.
Poor James Bond. Listen, he feels maybe he can go away for a couple of years, come back at another time.
No, we're going to break up for a little bit, and it's not me. It's 100% you. And
are they going to do Are they going to do a TV show like Reacher?
They're probably going to, and everyone's going to get mad about it because that's not what we want.
James Bond is not a good person. And I think that we like him he's like the hard liquor. Like, it's great that night, but it's not good the next day. And I think when people spend 12 hours with James Bond, like they kind of did it with the Daniel Craig one, he's got a lot of feelings and things that he has not processed, okay? He's an unwell person.
Like, can we talk about how the Daniel Craig movies gave the best resolution to that character that anyone could have asked for?
Sure.
And now I feel like I don't want to get back into it, because no matter what, they ended on top, and I don't need to be disappointed by everything else going forward.
Well, they're going to do day one James Bond. We'll see.
There was a joke that people immediately were like, Pascal's involved, and now Tom Holland is going to be the young James Bond that grows into it. We're going to see James Bond in the Academy, played by Tom Holland, like he pitched all those years ago that the internet freaked out about. Yeah, it's going to happen. I don't want it.
Yeah, he can do. I know you don't want him, but he'll do the stunts. Tay, he'll do them. He'll jump around on set. He'll take bumps. He'll do all of it.
I wanted an Uncharted movie for so long, and they mismanaged that cast.
I'm going to let you know, I got to go see a screening of that movie. As I was watching it, I couldn't believe that Sony wasted their money on this. They could have just copied the game scene for scene, and we got this nonsense.
Yeah. And you can see all of the pieces from the games they took, but none of the substance. And I'm like, guys, no. We could have had something great.
Well,
we didn't.
Is there anything else we need to touch on?
I mean, the new Pokemon TCG expansion that came out. Did you get any shinies, Michael?
I didn't get any shinies. I did get a 2-star Charizard. I have 2 Charizards, so I get to make a Charizard deck tonight. The ladder comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm done with dealing with the PvP stuff. That's making me sad.
Taylor, did you buy the promo Mewtwo that they put behind that paywall?
You mean the best Mewtwo?
You son of a bitch. God damn it.
Michael, you should have known.
They want $25 for it.
Was that what it was? I don't even know. I saw Mewtwo and I had lost myself and then I had it. So I like blacked out and he was there.
It means I won't have every promo card if I don't get it.
I still don't have every promo card, but I will say that I did get one shiny out of my polls this morning.
Ooh, what'd you get?
Shiny Rocket.
Good, Taylor. That's wild.
That's the best one.
Wild.
I like how he's like 100 damage, but also does 30 damage to one of the random bench Pokemon. I'm like, he's just going to rip through everything.
He's doing 1-inch punches. He's hitting you. His aura's going to another guy. He's the best.
Yeah. Anyways, well, as we close up, as always, we are still running our TCN giveaway for this month. And again, this might be the last episode of this month, and I think it is going to be the last episode of this month, unless Michael and I decide to record on Monday, and Mondays never seem to work out for us, so probably not. So, Michael, what's your...
Not a Monday recorder kind of guy.
Yeah, it's the one day off a week I have, and you just don't want to mess with it. So,
right.
What do you want the last question of this event to be?
Question of this video: who do you want to see? Who do you want to see come back in the MCU? I feel like they've said so many names. I wonder if we'll see anybody new. First movie is Doomsday. Second one is Secret War. Who do you want to see in the Secret War? Who do you want Captain America back? Do you want Chris Evans to come back? Who else do you want to see back on this list? Because I think it's open for everybody now.
Pretty much. The moment they opened the door and said we're bringing all the X-Men back, the door came open wide.
Yeah. Well, that's question of the week. Who do you want to see in a MCU Avengers Secret War?
All right. Well, that's the question. Answer in the comments. Michael, take us home.
If you would like to support our show, and we would like you to, head on over to the patreon.com/theculturednerd. If you're watching this on the YouTubes, please like, comment, subscribe. Please share this with other people if you think this is a conversation that they would be interested in. Taylor Murphy is your host. I am Michael Santel. I'm your co-host. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see all you kids and cats next time.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Bye.